Welcome back to another Monday OnlineDrummer.com drum lesson. I'm Nate Brown. Today's lesson is about skeleton fills, and of course it's good timing because today's Halloween. Happy Halloween. If you're not familiar with the term skeleton, that's just a setup where you don't have any toms. It's just cymbals, snare, and bass. Hence the term skeleton because it's just the bare bones of the setup. Today I'll be talking about skeleton fills, some cool things, and they're not too difficult to play. They sound a little more difficult than they actually are. You can get the notation for this lesson on OnlineDrummer.com. Check out the link below. Let's get started. Take a look at number 1. You'll notice that a skeleton fill often sounds kind of like a drum beat. You get the similar feel, but there's a little more to it. So number 1 is like that. And I'm going to play it with a loose hi-hat. So here's my beat. Now the skeleton fill. And I'll go over the counting of that and the sticking. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Notice that the right stick is playing eighth notes on the hi-hat all the way up until the 4 and a. Flam, right hand flam. I'll play it right here. I added some extra crashes in there. Sometimes it's cool out of a fill if you hit the crash on 1 and then again on beat 2. Number 2 also is similar to a drum fill. This time the eighth notes continue on the hi-hat all the way throughout the bar. And this is, well, I'll play it for you first. Here's my beat. Now the fill. You'll see that's a repeating phrase there. 1 8 and a 2 and a and. Without the hi-hat. And the hi-hat kind of keeps the time, keeps it in place. 1 8 and a 2 and a 3 8 and 4 8 and 1. And then of course you can loosen that hi-hat. You can also move the fill, the right stick of the fill to the crash. I'll do it again. And you can accidentally hit the splash along with it too. Number 3, there's a couple of ways to stick number 3. And the first, well, I'll start by playing it. 1 and 2. I'll do the fill now. So we've got 1 8 and a 2 8 and a 3 8 and a 4 8 and that last and is brought out with the rim shot. And you can change how much you bring out the snare drum on those strokes. You can emphasize the hi-hat and bass to give it a different feel. Or you can really bring out the snare. Another way to stick that, if you're playing it a little faster, you might want to use alternating sticking. 1 8 and a 2 8 and a 3 8 and a 4 8 and. So you could get that pretty fast. 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and. I'll play it eventually. 3 and 4 and. Let's try it faster. 3 and a 4 and a 3 and a 4 and a. You could even move that to the crash cymbals instead of the hi-hat. And the last skeleton fill is a little more laid back, but it's cool. I'll play it for you. I'll count it. 1 and a 2 and 3 and. So see that pattern? 1 and E. If you just listen to it without the hi-hat, kind of just sounds like back and forth between the snare and the bass, and it is, but in the context of the time, Right flam, right, left. And here it is. 1, And it sounds cool faster. I'm going to play these all the way through, and this is a good exercise for you to do as well. You play 3 bars of a groove, whatever groove you want to play, and then you play number 1 as a drum fill back into the groove. And number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And it can also be fun just to play these straight through. So I'll start with number 1 and play straight through to 4. I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson and have fun playing around with those skeleton fills. Try it out. Have a great week. Check back tomorrow for Steve Lee's drum beat of the week. On Thursday, Alex Ribchester will have his Thursday drum lesson. On Saturday, I'll be posting my drum beat of the week. And then, of course, all throughout the week, we'll be posting new sheet music to your favorite songs. Check out onlinedrummer.com and keep drumming.